perhaps related to your own experience with your companies and otherwise, how can lunar exploration positively impact our planet commercially or otherwise?
Well, so I see lunar exploration and, like Mark said, lunar exploitation as the stepping stone for all of humanity to prepare uh, for for exploring and exploiting the rest of space. Right? With the solar system, I see tremendous potential in the on the asteroids on Mars, and I feel like we need to be moving towards transitioning, like mining from the planet Earth to the moon, to Mars, to other parts where we don't have we're not putting in danger the environment. Like I was actually I was born and raised in Peru in the mountains, and I saw firsthand what mining does to rural areas in the world, and it's at the end of the day, we may be able to collect some precious metals in those mountains in the Andes, but it comes at a cost. It comes at the cost of human lives and the environment. And anyway, I would love to. This is the reason. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. I want to contribute to protecting our planet and expanding our humanity into space, so that we go out there and grab these resources from out there and bring them back to to keep our planet in a good, in a healthy state. And anyway, so basically, now how that relates to what I'm doing is that what we're doing is that what's so awesome about our technology, about propulsion technology, is that there are raw materials on the moon that we can use to produce our propellants. So imagine being able to and not have to carry kerosene or methane or any other sort of fuel to the moon to power rockets or moon landers or satellites. Just being able to produce them there on the moon, and then we could use we could think about the moon as like in the future, like a pit stop where you, on your way to Mars, you stop there, you fill up, and you keep going. So that's the future that I see, and that's what we're doing here. And I'm proud that we're already this far along, that we have something that we can actually make on the moon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely think that the resources on the moon are extremely compelling. That's one of the founding reasons for Lunazon, is prospecting resources in space, really having a better idea of where we can find resources on the moon, and being even more efficient about resource extraction in the lunar environment than we have been on Earth. The irony about a technology like what Lunazon is developing is that actually, in many cases, the necessity of using the technology in space is even more than it is on Earth, simply because for us, in terms of resource exploration on Earth, you can always just send someone on site, send a geologist to a spot to look for resources, sample the rocks. That's not exactly something you can do quite easily on the moon. You can't just go to a spot and drill a hole in the ground and take it back to a lab very easily. So we see this as a tool that's going to allow us to really have scalable mineral extraction on the moon, but do that in a sustainable way.
Yeah, so first, I think there is interesting exploration to be done, like what Lunazon is proposing, doing subsurface radar is super important. We didn't get enough of that out of Apollo, and there's exploration to be done there in terms of lava tubes. But I'd answer it in a couple of tiered ways. One is Miguel touched on this, which is just philosophically, a qualified investor and Saldar Capital investors, you don't invest in one thing. You spread your bets and you diversify, and that's what we need to do for humanity at a planetary level, and so we should be doing that beyond Earth. More specifically, what the moon can provide to us is not only a stepping stone to asteroids and other opportunities, as well as in situ resources that Jeremiah touched on, but also the moon is the largest satellite of Earth. It provides a unique and stable platform for Earth observation, for telecom, and in our case for Lone Star for data services. So I see it as a tremendous platform to help improve life on Earth, as well as be part of what is really a natural progression.
Great, thank you. Now, Barbara, I left you for the end on purpose because your solutions have such parallel applications. So very excited to hear your take on this question.
Sure. Thank you, Alan. I agree with everything that you guys just said, and also looking at the moon as a platform to develop technology that have tremendous application on Earth. And in our case, as Alan mentioned, if you're not familiar with what we're doing, so we're working on developing an inflatable structure where we control the atmospheric climatic condition and we grow plants inside. And of course we're working on a it's going to be a step-by-step approach. We start with a small payload, and then we develop more and more our system so we can install a greenhouse on the moon. But there is a lot we can learn by doing that, and especially for agriculture on Earth. And so right now we have this product. Greenhouse we've been developing for terrestrial application, at the same time working on low Earth orbit and the lunar system. But many, it's one of the main problem is, of course, the how to optimize resource power consumption, how to reuse all the resources and to be super efficient when you're in space, and that's key to agriculture right now on Earth. How do we use less water, and how do we recycle the water, because agriculture is generating a lot of polluted water and that we don't recycle. And all of those problematics you need to solve to build a sustainable moon base, and that's direct application on Earth. And so, in agriculture is just an example in our field, and in what we're doing. But it's over the past 50 years, so many technology have been used on Earth. CO2 sequestration technology, CO2 capture technology, water filtration system, and just to name a few. Even indoor farming solution is coming from NASA. Technology. So everything that is used right now to grow indoors, it's literally coming from NASA study to grow plants in space. So I think there are even a lot of technology we don't imagine the positive impact that it's going to have on Earth, and I can't wait for humans to have a base on the moon and to settle there.